Hi everyone, welcome into this segment of market breakdown. So I believe this is episode 7 already. Yeah, this is episode 7. So in this segment we're going to be looking at few pairs. I won't it won't be taking so much time. But before getting to the nitty-gritties of today's video, I would like you guys to do me a favor, which is liking the video, subscribing to the channel, which is the most important one. Drop me a comment and also turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified whenever it is that I drop more gems, more content, and then you can be able to make use of the opportunities I'm dropping before the market starts to play out. So with that being said, we're just going to dive into with that being said, I would like you guys draw subscribe. Kindly subscribe. Okay, so I believe that is done already. So we're going to dive into today's content. We're going to dive into the nitty-gritties of today's video. So in this video, we're going to be starting with silver Xagusd, and then we're going to be proceeding to other pairs. But before we do that, I would like to take you guys through the last market breakdown that we've done. I'd like to take you guys through it. We looked at Tesla. Tesla was one of the pairs that we did look at, and then we were able to make some things from it. We were able to make money from it, and it came here, like we said in the listen, like it was analyzed in the video. It came to the first level target and then started reversing back. And the plan we had for the trade was that we were going to move partial. We were going to close partial profit, and then we were going to move stop loss to break even immediately we reach our first target. So we reached there, we were able to make something from the market. However, the market came back to stop us out for break even. Although, like I said earlier, we've been able to make something from the market, but it wasn't so much as we wanted to because the market eventually reversed back. Okay, but the market is still bearish. Tesla is still bearish as long as it stays below the monthly trend line. We're still bearish. And also we this is where we closed out all of our positions. This is where we closed out all of our positions, because if you have been following me for a while now, you would have noticed that we've been selling Tesla since around here, which makes us which uh we've been selling Tesla since around here. Came here, we had a pullback here, we added more position here, we sold the we added more position here, and then again we added more position after the break below this major zone as well. Like we said that we were going to be expecting a break below the black bar here. So when we saw this candle close on the 4 hour time frame, we saw a candle close here around the 4 hour time frame below a black bar that we drew. So we entered another sell again. So that was 3 position, and we were able to make close because of the positions we added and everything, we were able to make close to 2,500 pip thereabout. So with that being said, that is all we have been able to make from Tesla. And then the next one, I think we looked at US oil, which we said to ourselves that we are going to be looking for a buy, but we still yet to get confirmation for that. And then the market has now come to break below this trend line, this this immediate trend line that has been holding it to the upside, which means there's a possibility that this market can just pull back into the trend line here and then now starts to sell. But if that happens, I won't be really interested in selling US oil. My gaze is only fixed on buying it. So for now, I'm not looking into US oil. But if it wants to buy, I'm going to be drawing a black bar here, and then so if I see a close above this counter trend line and the black bar, um that's when I'm going to be buying US oil, and then I'm going to be holding it until it reaches $105 per barrel. Well, my first level target is going to be at the 100 level retracement, which is here. So with that being said, let's check another one. Another one we looked at was GBP and ZD. Yeah, I remember GBPNZD. So GBPNZD as well did something related to what Tesla did. So we were able to make something from the market, however, also not so much. We waited for a break above. We waited for a break above here. Like we said, you can just check through the form analysis so that you'll be able to understand. I'm trying to like quote every. I'm trying to like make this into a series. We're going to see like previously on, then next. So that's how I'm trying to like build up the analysis on this channel. So any analysis that I've treated before, we're going to see how far it's gone. Then we're now going to look for another opportunities that the market is presenting us, and then we're now going to make use of it. So if you're following through every episode, you're going to, in the long run, you're going to see that you're a consistently profitable trader because you're going to see the actual opportunities that are going to make you money. So with that being said, we've been able to like make money from where we've been able to like make money when we bought around here. We saw a close we saw our confirmation that we were waiting for here, and then we bought it till here. Our actual target was here, like the overall target, but the main target was at the 100 level retracement here. So we closed partial to, we moved our stop loss to break even, but the market decides to came here, did this thing, and then came back here to stop us out for break even. So like we were expecting the market to actually rally here. So now what I'm waiting for is a break above here, pull back to it, and a continuation to the outside, to the upside. That is when I'm now going to be looking for another buys, because for now it's now beginning to trade below the trend line, which means there's a possibility that this is now bearish. Because if you go to the monthly time frame, this right here is looking like the touch of a, it's looking like a break and a pullback a to a trend line. So now this is which means the trend line is beginning to now push it to the downside. Came again, broke below this trend line, broke below this major zone. So everything currently on uh GPNZ is looking bearish. It's looking like there's a possible bearish movement that is going to happen. However, you still need to like get a confirmation before you now say for certain that this market is bearish. You need to get the confirmation, but it's not one of the pairs that I'm going to be looking at in this market breakdown. So I won't be going extensively into it. So I'm just going to like wrap this up. It's already 7 minutes into the video. I'm going to wrap this up, and then we're going to go into the ones that we have lined up. Okay, we looked at Gala USDT as well in the previous market breakdown, but like US oil, we've also not been able to, like, we didn't get an entry on it. Actually, it invalidated the whole direction and everything. So the entry criteria we're waiting for was actually that strong that it was able to like prevent us from getting into a premature trade, and then we were able to like keep our money until now that we another opportunities beginning to line up and we can be able to capitalize on and make money. So with that being said, I'm just going to like go back to the monthly time frame. Then after going back to the monthly time frame, I'm going to proceed to the bets that we have lined up for today, which is we're going to be looking at gold, and also we are going to be looking at silver. So let's start with silver. Let's start with silver, and then we're going to like proceed to see what it is that the market is saying in the pairs that we have lined up. So with that being said, if you look into the price action for silver, you're going to notice I've already plotted my levels, and you're going to see that this is a shoulder, this is a head, and then this is a shoulder. It's not looking like a single shoulder came down here and here, but if you look at this very well, if you've traded the market for a while, and then you've been conversant with the things that you've been conversant with market behavior, you're going to still be able to know that this for sure is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. So now the inverse head and shoulder pattern has came broke above the neckline. So the next thing you want to do is you want to wait for a pullback. Then you want to now go to your entry time frame and wait for your confirmation before you now start entering the market. So with that being said, we already know that yes, this market is bullish. This market is bullish, and the next stop should be around, is going to be around $34, 34 basis points. So that is for this thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to like go to the weekly time frame. I'm going to go to the weekly time frame, and then from the weekly time frame, what I can see is that this market is now looking like although it's just one bearish candle yet, but it's looking like it's still a possibility for current pullback to the downside, so that we can be able to like get our entry opportunities. So I drew this on the descent. I drew this Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high. I drew this Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high, which is a possibility of where the market might pull back into. Yeah, sorry, I want to pick another tools. So which is a possibility of where the market can pull back, might pull back into before it now continues to rally into the upside. So now this thing, the if you look at this, it's was like more like a resistance turn, like that might come here, turn to support now, and then start moving to the upside. And also, if you look at the Fibonacci, this minus 0.27 extension is also lining up with the next level target that we're actually waiting for, the level that we've been able to plot from our higher time frame. So, like now, the next thing we want to wait for is a pullback, then a continuation. We want to wait for a pullback, then confirmation at the this thing. We want to wait for confirmation on our entry time frames. Then we're now going to start buying to the upside. Now, the market can decide to still come below here, and before it gives come to this actual level, before it continues to rally to the upside. But the point is, you want to make sure that you wait until you see that confirmation before you now start to buy. Before you want to wait until you see that confirmation before you start to buy. So the next thing, we're going to like go to the daily time frame. We're going to like go to the daily time frame, and you're seeing that it's looking like something is actually happening already. Like I said already, the this thing, the fib extension lines up with the next level, the overall level target. Our first level target is going to be here. Our first level target is going to be here. Remember, you're going to put your first level target at the body of the candle and not the wick of the candle. So you're going to put it at the 100 level retracement. So if we are able to get, I'm coming. Let me move the Fibonacci. I don't want too much lines. So if we're able to get a pullback and then get confirmation on the entry time frame, the first level target is going to be at this green bar. Let's just say 31.900. It's 31.933. Or remember, you want to put it at a round number. So 31.900. Then 31.900 basis points. Then the next level target after that is going to be at this major level. So that is how it is. That is the plan I have for silver. Yes, silver. So sorry guys, I am a little bit rusty. It's been a while since I dropped the video on this channel, but I'll try my best to give you guys the gem that I'm supposed to. So before I continue, like I said earlier, please guys, do well to drop me, do well to subscribe to the channel, and also do well to turn on your post notification, drop a like, and also comment on the video. So I really appreciate that. Okay, now moving on to gold. Moving on to gold. Moving on to gold. So on gold, we had something. We had a chart pattern that indicated a bearish movement. We had a chart pattern that indicated a bearish movement, which was a triple top. So we were able to like sell from here, and then we closed all our profits here. We closed all this thing. This was our profit target for the sales. We were able to close everything, and immediately we closed. We just saw a morning star. We just saw some. I think a morning star happened on a daily time frame, and then ever since then the market has been pretty much been rallying to the upside. Has pretty much been rallying to the upside, but I've not really been checking gold of late. So even when I later checked it and I saw that a series of entry opportunity happened to the upside, but such a thing happens. There are some opportunities that you just miss, but you need to make sure that whenever it is you're missing up those opportunities, the pairs it is that you have lined up that you're waiting for quality pairs as well, and then you're trading them too, so that you don't just stay idle and you're making something from the market. That is if the market is giving you opportunities. But if the market is not giving you opportunities, the best thing you can do is to keep your money safe and then wait until the market actually gives you something to trade. So with that being said, the market invalidated this triple top, came, and then it's pretty much been bullish since then. So now what I'm waiting for on gold is that this move has actually been very, very linear. This move has been linear. I'm coming, let me move some of these tools. It's getting too much and want my charts to look I don't want my charts to look unclean so that you guys can be able to like understand very well the things I'm trying to explain to you. Okay. I believe it's better now. So back to the explanation. So gold has pretty much been bullish. It's been rallying up ever since without a significant pullback. So now this is a touch of a trend line. This is another touch. This is another touch. So now what the market what I'm anticipating the market to do is for the market to either pull back to this here, to this place, and then for a third touch, for a possible third touch, and then we're going to continue buying the market when we get a confirmation to the upside, or the market should pull back into here, whichever place it is, I will get a confirmation either here, here, or here. That is where it is that we're going to start buying from. Whenever it is, and the confirmation is going to be a brick above CTL. That's the confirmation we're going to be waiting for on our entry time frame. So once we've been able to get that, we're going to like be holding the market to the next this thing. We're going to be holding the market for another leg to the upside and then profiting from the market. So with that being said, I'm just going to like scroll down to the next time frame to see what it is that to see if there's any conflicting ideas from gold. So now I'm seeing something on gold, which is looking like the market is actually ready to start pulling back to the downside. I'm seeing something on gold. So now, from what I can see on gold, this is looking like a possible double top. Although this shoots out than this came to close above here before coming to rally back to the downside. But then this can just be like a fake out to the upside. This can be regarded as a fake out to the upside before the market now starts to like say he wants to rally to the downside. However, this is not confirmed yet. What the confirmation you're going to be waiting for before you know that this market wants to start pulling back to the downside is you're going to I'm going to be drawing a black bar here. So it is when I now see I'm going to be drawing a black bar here. So it is when I now see a close below the black bar that I'm now going to say, okay, this is a confirmation. And then for the confirmation to be more solid, I'm going to wait to get a pullback to it and then making it a double top formation, get a pullback to it. Then it is when I now start seeing seeing a series of waves until the market comes here. That is when I'm now going to be saying to myself that, okay, this market has now pulled back to my confluence region, and then the entry criteria I'm going to be waiting for is until I now see a break back above the trend line that has been holding. Let's say the trend line was able to form while the waves was happening. So it is when I now see break above the trend line that forms. It is when I now see break and close above it. That is when I'm now going to be saying, okay, now I have a solid confirmation that I can trade based on. Now I have a solid confirmation that I can trade based on. So with that being said, I'm going to like scroll back down to this thing, to the daily time frame. But before I do that, I want to remove my tools. I've actually done an analysis on gold before. Done an analysis on gold before. So like I want to show you, I want to explain some things from the analysis that I also did. So if you look at this very well, so come in. Okay, if you look at this very well, let me remove this ones first. If you look at this pattern very well, you're going to notice that this is a bullish flag pattern. You're going to notice that this is a bullish flag pattern, and usually when it happens, it signifies that this market is going to continue rallying to the upside. So we saw it break to the upside. All I was just waiting for was the market to like either pull back to it or continue just going to the upside. Then I saw this evening star candlestick pattern, and then next thing I said to myself was, okay, there's a possibility that this can actually pull back into this before it now continue to the upside. So I drew my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. And then when I drew my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, this actually uh, was the 50 fib. And it lines up with a trend line that was coming from the this one. Lines up with a trend line that was coming from the downside that was holding the market to the upside. I'm coming. So it lines up with this trend line. It lines up with this trend line. So now two things can happen to gold. Two things can happen to gold. We can either see that the market is going to do something like this. Remember, from the monthly time frame, we've seen that the market was bullish. From the weekly time frame, we saw that it was bullish, but there's a possibility of a pullback that will start happening to the trend lines, and then from those trend lines, we can now start seeing a possible move back to the upside. But now, from the daily time frame, I'm seeing something like this, which is a break above this flag pattern, which is a sign of bulls to the upside. And then after seeing a break to the upside, I'm seeing another pullback into this trend line region, although broke below this 50 Fibonacci and this what's it called? This, let me just call it CTL, this counter trend line, just broke below these two, but this trend line is still holding it to the upside. So there's still a possibility this trend line can hold it to the upside. It might just be like it came to fulfill this technical level, which was the third touch of the trend line. So this can still hold it to the upside. And then when this holds it to the upside, we can now start seeing a rally to the upside, which here is now going to be the first target. And then here the what's it called? The overall target. Because if you draw a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high here, this is the 50 fib, and here, let me draw it so that you guys are going to get a better understanding of what it is I'm trying to explain. Okay, like you've seen. So the reason why okay, yeah, exactly. So you draw it from your swing low to from swing low to swing high, and then you're going to see that this happens to be the, what's it called? This happens to be the, is it minus 0.27 extension. This is the fib extension. This is the 50 fib. This region where the market is still at, although close below it, but we can just see the market pull back, break back above, and then continue rallying to the upside. Which means if I'm able to get my entry confirmation, let me show you what my entry confirmation for a buy is going to look like. My entry confirmation for buy is when I now see I'm coming. Let me remove these tools. I'm going to give you the entry confirmation for sales, and I'm going to give you the entry confirmation for buys, so that if either one happens, you know how to best make use of the opportunity and profit from the market. So now this is the CTL, and then I'm now going to say to be more conservative, yeah, because this CTL can decide to break and then it will still like continue going back to the downside. I've seen something like this happen in the market before. So usually I love to draw my CTL on a day on another time frame apart from the 4-hour time frame. But so now this is going to be the plan for buys. It is when I now see a close above. If I see a close above this counter trend line, I'm not going to be buying. But if I see a close above this, what's it called? This minor level, then I'll know that okay, there's a confirmation to the upside. Here, the first level target, and then a fib extension, the next level target. But there's a high chance that this market is going to sell than it's going to buy. Because if you look into this, if you look into the price action that is happening here, if you look into the price action that is happening here, you're going to see that I broke below the 50 Fibonacci region, pulled back into it, and then is showing an evening star chart pattern, which signifies a move to the downside. Candlestick pattern, which signifies a move to the downside. However, remember the trend line from the daily time frame is still holding it, and you want to make sure that everything it is that is going to obstruct the market from going your way is already cleared before you now start looking to go into the market. So as long as this trend line from the daily time frame continues to hold, you want to say to yourself that you're not interested in entering the market for sales until it's been invalidated, and then you now see a more solid confirmation. Now, a better solid confirmation is going to be that you do this, you wait for something like this. You just say to yourself that since this is looking like a double top on the, what's it called? Come on. Since this two peak is looking like a double top, since these two peak here and here is looking like a double top on the weekly time frame, you're just going to like say to yourself that this is going to be the neckline, and then you're going to wait for the neckline to break, by confirming that okay, this market is actually done with the with the temporary with the uptrend for now. At least it's going to like pull back. It's going to like give us a temporary pullback to the downside. Then before it now continue to the upside, that is if it wants to continue to the upside. So now the confirmation for sales is going to be that you want to wait for a pullback, a break below this neckline. You want to wait for a break below this neckline, and then a pullback to the neckline, then a continuation candle close before a pullback, then a continuation candle close before you now start selling gold. So basically that's the breakdown for gold. That is the breakdown for gold. So I'm just going to like leave this here. So that is the breakdown for gold. So the next one we're going to be looking at is Euro USD. So Euro USD has been analyzed on this channel before. I've analyzed Euro USD on this channel before, but I still want to look over. I want to take you guys through what is actually happening now. I'm going to be taking you guys through it. So let me go to the listing. Let me go to the. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my chart is looking different. I actually saw a guy's chart. Funny thing, I saw this guy's chart. So we met somewhere that I was working, and then I went to do work a job somewhere. So I don't know, that might surprise you guys, but the truth is, if you're anything that will help you guys to stay consistently profitable, I don't know why I was getting too close to my chart. Like I noticed I was getting addicted to the chart at the time. So I just said to myself that I think I need a distraction. So I went to work a job somewhere, which I'm already done with, by the way. So I saw this guy. I met this guy there who was struggling to like. There's this crypto updates that came out, which was not going. So he was like finding it hard to decide if he should continue holding on to his this thing. He was finding it hard to decide if he should continue holding on to the not coin. That's the name of the this thing of the update. That are just like the coin that was just like launched and all the listed. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. The coin that was just listed. So he was finding it hard to decide if you should continue holding, and also like I now collected his phone quickly. I did an analysis for him and then told him some helped him to decide better. So let's just leave it at that. So I now like I saw his chart and then I loved the way his chart was looking. So I now decided to like change my own to the way his was as well. So enough of that. Let's get back into the video. So from the this thing from the last projection we had on Euro USD, we saw this as. Now I'm going to be teaching you guys something here, which is thinking and probabilities, and I want you guys to like pay attention to it. So if you look at this very well, we have a solid double top here. This is the neckline. It broke below it, came to the downside, and then now rallied back to rallied back to the neckline, which the normal thing for the market to do is just like get here and then move back to the downside. However, the market is doing something different. Market has been looking like it's been ranging below this neckline and also above this major level ever since. It's been ranging below this level ever since. But usually when a range is forming, it's sometimes a range, just a range, for a continuation into the direction of the chart pattern, or sometimes it's trying to like range for a formation of a possible chart pattern. So now in this case it's ranging for a possible chart pattern, and then the chart pattern is, if you look at this very well, you're going to see a shoulder, you're going to see a head, you're going to see a shoulder, which is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Now there's a double top there's a, there's an inverse head and shoulder pattern. This is two conflicting chart pattern, which one is saying bearish, another is saying bullish. Now, if I'm to say which one is going to have more dominance, I'm going to say it's still going to have to be this, because the time it took for this one to form, it makes it possible that it's going to have more strength in the markets. This chart pattern has been forming ever since the year 2018, and then it formed to the year 2021 before it now came to break below below the neckline. Below the neckline. So now that we have a break below the neckline and then a pullback to it, it's a normal thing that we just wait for a continuation to the downside. However, this chart pattern can just decide to still hold as well. So now I'm going to say to myself that this is basically a 70-30 possibility in the market, which means there's a possibility that this is going to hold. The possibility that this is going to hold is 70% because it took more time. The possibility that this is going to hold is like 30%. This still has more strength than this. However, the market can decide to break above this neckline that has been pushing it back to the downside. If you get a break above it, a pullback, and then a continuation candle close to the upside, there's a high chance that you want to start switching your bias from bearish to bullish, at least temporarily, until this trend line is now invalidated, because anything that happens below this trend line is still a bearish movement. Let me let me give you guys what a better look from the upside looks like. So as you can see, this trend line has been holding the market ever since Euro USD has been listed on this particular broker. So it's been holding it to the downside. It's been holding it to the downside. So it's been holding it to the downside. So the next thing you want to look out for, the next thing you want to do now, because you've seen what it is that the two possibilities that you has been happening in the market, is you want to wait for a break above here, a pullback to it, and then a continuation candle close to the upside before you now start waiting, before you now start looking for buy, before you now start looking for buying opportunity. And for a selling opportunity, I'm going to take you guys to a weekly time frame and show you what exactly is happening, so that you'll be able to know how it is that you should position yourself for a possible, so that you can know how to position yourself for a possible sales that is going to happen in the market. So with that being said, bringing back my tools and then weekly time frame. Okay, weekly time frame. So remember this trend line that we drew on the this thing in the last what's it called, market breakdown. So this trend line we drew it, and then we said to ourselves that as long as the market trades above here, we're not going to be interested in selling until the market comes to break below here. That's when we're not going to be selling. So we saw a break below here, we were able to see a break below here, and then we were able to sell the market from here to here, and then you pull back here. And now there's also two different bearish chart pattern that is happening on this thing, on the what's it called, on the weekly time frame. Now remember, there's a big ass bearish chart pattern that is happening on the monthly time frame. Now there's another one. There are other ones that are also forming on the weekly time frame, which means there is more possibility of sales than there is for a buy. There's more possibility of sales than there is for a buy, but then you don't want to invalidate it yet until you get a confirmation for either of the directions. You don't want to invalidate that this is going to be what is going to happen. The only thing that is going to help you to like say that okay, yes, this is going to be what is going to happen is until you get a solid confirmation. So this video is getting a bit long, so I'm just going to like do very fast and round up with this. So now this is looking like a head, this is a shoulder, this is another shoulder. Now again, if you look closely to the shoulder of this, is looking like a head, this is a shoulder and another shoulder. Broke below the neckline, broke below the trend line, pulled back here, and then this is looking like a possible pullback to this trend line. This is looking like a possible pullback to this trend line. Now, as long as the market continues to trade above this current trend line, this counter trend line that I was able to draw on my daily time frame, as long as the market continues to trade above it, I'm not going to be interested in selling this market. It is only when I see that this market has broke below this counter trend line, that is when I'm not going to say, okay, yes, I'm starting to pull the trigger for sales. So now the confirmation for buys is break above, pull back and this thing. But I am not even going to be buying this market because the the like I said earlier, the chances of a sell happening to a buy is more significant, is more like solid. So I'm only interested in selling this market until maybe this trend line is now being broken. That is when I now want to start saying, okay, I want to join the buys. I want to do so that I'll be consistently profitable is stacking the odds in my favor. And the odds in when it comes to this case is waiting for a break below here or a break above here for me. That is what I'm going to be doing. So it is until I get a break below, it is until I get a break below this counter trend line before I now start saying I want to look for before I now start saying I want to look for what's it called? Before I now start saying I want to start looking for selling opportunities. So with that being said, I'm just going to like take you guys to the daily time frame so that you're going to get a better view of how I was able to draw this, so that you're going to get a better view of this. Now, I want to show you guys something that is also happening on this daily time frame. This daily time frame, the minute trend is up. It's looking like a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now, if you draw a Fibonacci from this swing low, if you draw it to this swing guy, this is currently the 55th that the market has pulled into, and this is looking like a possible move. This is looking like a possible pullback movement for a break. Whenever it is that if you draw a this thing, what's it called? If you draw a counter trend line here and then you see a break above it, trust me, there's a possibility that this market can just go up. Like this market can just continue to buy to the upside. But like I said earlier, I'm not interested in the buys. I'm only going to be interested in the sales because it looks more solid and I want to stay on there because I want to stay on the right side of the market. I'm going to go for that which has a more certainty or a better edge of happening to the ones that is not going to happen most of the time. So I'm going to only be sticking for the sales to the sales for now until I get a more solid confirmation, which is going to be a break above the monthly trend line. So as long as the market trades above this counter trend line, I'm not going to be interested in selling this market. So I want to see a break below it, and then that is when I'm not going to start selling Euro USD. So that for Euro USD. It's 37 minutes already. I want to make sure I don't get to 40 minutes or at most by 40 minutes I'm already rounding up with this. So the next one we're going to be looking at is, let's look at a stock pair. Let's look into a stock pair. So we're going to be looking at Amazon. We're going to be looking at Amazon. So if you look into what Amazon stock is looking like currently, you're going to see that it's been trending to the upside. Amazon stock has pretty much been trading to the upside. So as long as we're above this trend line, it's still bullish for me. I'm still going to be bullish on this market as long as we're trending to the upside. And then here is going to be the next level target for that. Here's going to be the next level target for that. So now my entry criteria is going to be that I want to see a break above these minor levels. As you can see, the market reacted to it here before. Market reacted to it here. And then now currently the market is reacting to it here. That's why I decided on drawing these minor levels here. So like normally the market has come to close above this, what's it called? Above this major zone. But because I want to stay, like I want to get something more solid, I decided to draw this here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to wait for a pullback into I want to wait for a break above this minor level, a pullback into it, and then a continuation candle close for buys, or sorry, let me move this. I'll bring it out back. Or I want to wait for a break below this level, this minor level, and this a break below this trend line and this minor level, a pull back to it. Then I'm not going to say okay, we're going to start selling back to $100 per share. So that is basically that for Amazon stock. So this is going to be where we'll wrap up this is going to be where we wrap up this market breakdown, the episode of this market breakdown. So, guys, please, I want to say this again. Do well to subscribe. I will really appreciate your subscription. Do well to hit the like button. It's going to make the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to other people that also need it. And also do well to drop me a comment. If there's any pair you like me to look at next, you can just like suggest it in the comment box, and then we're going to look into it together. And also make sure you turn on your post notifications so that whenever it is that I drop a video such as this, you'll be able to like be one of the first people to get notified, and then you're going to make money from it. You're going to be able to make better decisions in the market and be able to make money. So that is that on this market breakdown. Thank you guys. Cheers. Bye.